Hey, how are you? How are you? How are you? I know this is not a scheduled live stream, but you know what? I picked up something that I find very weird. Our world is upside down, especially when it comes to health and wellness. And I've seen this for some time now with our food sellers. Please don't mind the music. A colleague of mine I'm in the parking lot here, and a colleague of mine is just pulling up with loud music in her car. Yeah, I'm in a parking lot. I just felt I needed to share this with you. So I normally I pack my food. I bring my food to work, cook. My wife obviously does the cooking. So, well, maybe not obviously, but yeah, she does the cooking for me. So she packs food for me. But this morning, the point is, this morning I didn't pack any food. All right. So during lunch, I was hungry, needed something to eat. So I thought, you know what, let me go out and eat. I don't normally do that because, one, I either find the food is too salty or the vegetables are overcooked or, something like that. And just the combination is not right, And this is what I'm going to talk about. I went to this guy. This guy has quite a good variety. But the amazing thing is, I pick my plates and I dish my starch. After I dish my starch, I skip all the meat dishes, and I go. Now he's the one who dishes the vegetables. All right, you don't dish for yourself. And you know what he does? And I've gone to him like maybe 5 times or so, and all the time this is what happens. Now, this guy takes a little small spoon, all right, not a serving spoon, an eating spoon, just a small, what you call dessert spoon, all right. And he doesn't take a heap of salad. No. It's not even a heap. Just takes a bit, shakes some of it off, and then puts in my plate, and then takes the next one, rations it again and puts in my plate. And then the third one, the same thing. All right. And he looks at me, it's like, okay, the meat now. And I'm like, no, I don't take meat. And you know what he does? I expect him to go back and dish more vegetables for me. But instead, he says to me, you can put some more starch. I'm like, duh. Starch? Give me some more vegetables, And that is how it is these days. That is how it is. And I was looking at him dish meat for other people. He would take 1, 2, for some of the plates, the meat was as big or the same quantity as the starch. All right. But when it comes to vegetables, it's just a little half, or if you're lucky, if you're very lucky, if you're fortunate, a heap of salad. If you're very lucky. All right. And I look at this and I'm like, gee, no wonder we are getting so sick. I mean, our plates these days, because of the lifestyle we lead. I mean, we spend most of our time on the table. We spend most of our time behind the desk. All right. Most of us, that is. Of course, I understand some of us do. I involved in day-to-day work that involves a lot of physical activity, and that is good. And I you're very fortunate. You're believe me, you are very fortunate if you're one of those. But most of us sit behind a desk. Okay. Now, if you're going to leave home, go to work, spend 8 hours at work sitting behind a desk, and then go back home and sit on a couch before you retire to bed, I mean, why do you need that much starch? Why? And worse still, that starch is refined starch. Okay. This guy tells me you can put more starch. We are supposed to just, this is some of this information I'm giving you is in my course, in my optimal health improvement course. Now the link is below. So if you are interested in, please click the link below and register for that course. I actually have, I'm digressing a little bit, I actually have also a live webinar coming up on the 22nd. If you scroll up and down, I don't know where, unfortunately I didn't put the link on this one, but if you scroll down, you'll find an ad there that says it's life at its best. The picture there has optimal health improvement challenge, several images of either one is a computer, the other one is an iPad and the like. That's the cost. But then when you look below, it will say life at its best. And the writing will tell you free seminar. So also go there, click on that and register for that free seminar. You'll get more of this. But, because of our lifestyle, we don't need that much starch. And also, what needs to happen is, you remember the pyramid, the food pyramid that we used to study at school, where your starch is at the bottom and it's the biggest. You have to eat a lot of starch. That's no more the case. We don't lead that lifestyle anymore. Okay, what should be at the bottom there? The most food type that you should be taking is vegetables. All right, vegetables in the array of color. Okay, the purple, the reds, the yellows, the greens. That should fill half your plate. Half your plate. Okay, and then you will have a quarter of your plate as your starch. Now, depending on what vegetable you're eating, if you have potatoes in there, you don't even need starch as in your grains, whatever. Just have that vegetable as your starch. Okay, and then you have a quarter as well, and the other quarter being your protein. Now, those of you who know me. I'm not an advocate for animal protein. Research has proven over and over and over that animal protein is not the best for us. So your legumes, your legumes, your legumes and your other vegetable protein, your tofu, tofu is very good. But, I'm also not an advocate for these highly processed vegetarian substitutes. They have a lot of salt in it, and that's talk for another time. But vegetables, half your plate, and this guy gives me a spoon. A spoon, and it's not even, how many vegetables were there? Varieties. It was beetroot, it was coleslaw, which I didn't eat because it was laden with mayonnaise. And then I think there was some, and a pumpkin, eh? At least, the colors were not bad, but the quantities, I thought I should just share with you that goes to show you how upside down our world is. He gives me such small quantities of vegetables. That's the most that I should have in my plate. And the rest of the, cook them to death. Raw vegetables as much as you can. Those